Why would anybody do to our country what these Democrats have done? And honestly, we can never forget it. We can never forget it. What they have done, the damage that they've done to America is very, very sad.
And the president's right. The left is still inflicting the damage on America, however, by letting illegal aliens walk free. An illegal from Mexico accused of abusing a woman's corpse and hiding it in his property was just arrested by ICE agents. He was walking free before because 3 months ago, an Illinois judge set him free while he waited trial, thanks to the state's no-cash bail policy.
Megan Boss was found under a blue tarp hidden in a container behind a Waukegan home. She had been missing for 7 weeks. Jose Luis Mendoza Gonzalez knew Megan. He told police she overdosed at his home. But instead of calling for help, he broke her phone, kept her body in the basement for 2 days, then moved it outside.
And in California, a twice deported illegal was arrested from prison after serving just 3.5 years for killing a young couple while he was drunk and high behind the wheel. ICE nabbed him, too.
My son and his girlfriend, Anya, basically were burned alive in their car.
She said, Anya's name. I said, yes, it's my daughter. My wife came downstairs and she was screaming and crying. She said, no, 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 no.
Here to weigh in is Border Czar Tom Homan. Tom, when I see these stories, and I've been covering these for so many years now, I think to myself, you know, Biden, the Democrats who looked the other way, they knew that Americans would end up dead. And they did this anyway. They knew there'd be rapes. They knew there'd be child molestation, all the things that, you know, we've reported on, and they did it anyway. What does that tell you about the Democrats?
Well, they're complicit. I mean, we have 4 years of an open border. 10.5 million people came to the border. The vast majority of them released in violation of federal law. They knew sex trafficking was at a historic high because of open border. They knew 250,000 Americans died from fentanyl because of open border. They knew that the number of people on the terrorist watch list exploded from 14 under Trump to over 400 under Biden. Look, they knew exactly what was happening at the border, and they were silent. Now, all of a sudden, we're trying to deport people, and they're screaming and yelling every day, comparing ICE to racists and Nazis and terrorists. It's despicable. And these 3 cases you just mentioned, what's in common? They're all sanctuary states. They're all sanctuary states that will not cooperate with ICE and full of liberal judges, radical judges, who don't believe in consequences for violating the laws, especially when it comes to immigration law. And I've met hundreds of angels, moms, and dads. Every story has stuck with me. That's one of the reasons I get angry, I get emotional, because when you hear these stories constantly, it just tears out your heart. Because we can stop this. This is preventable. That's what angers me the most.
Well, imagine if everybody was working together for the betterment of the country. Everyone said, you know something? I know people came here illegally. Maybe some of you are working. Maybe you have friends here. I get that. But you came here illegally. You got to go home. And for those who committed crimes, you're going home now, or you're going to do time first, then you're going to be deported. But imagine if everyone just worked together. But I got to get your reaction, Tom, to one of your old friends who had a message for Americans who care about illegal immigration. Watch.
People are really upset about illegal immigration. You. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your table? Who do you think washes your dishes?
Well, I do my own dishes, Tom. But this idea that the fruit's going to rot in the orchards, nobody's ever going to have a lawn mowed again if we actually enforce our immigration laws.
Well, I don't really care what the former first drug addict thinks. I just thank God every morning I wake up, we got President Trump in the Oval Office. And because of President Trump, in 7 weeks, we got the most secure border in this nation's history. And now we're arresting public safety threats and national security threats every day across this country. We've already arrested 3 times the number of criminals that Biden did during the same time frame. And President Trump has committed 2 weeks ago to prioritize sanctuary cities because of what you just said. In California, Illinois, and New York, I said it during a press conference the other day, we're going to flood the zone. We're going to send hundreds of additional ICE agents to these cities. If they don't want to help us and get the bad guy in the county jail, then we're going to flood the neighborhoods until we find that guy. We're going to flood work sites until we find that guy, because we're going to make this country safe again. President Trump was elected for that purpose, and we're going to keep that promise for President Trump.
And Tom, those who would impede or harm or threaten ICE officers, will you commit tonight to
going to jail? Going to jail, Laura. If you impede an ICE officer, you're going to be prosecuted. You throw a stone at an ICE vehicle, they're going to get out of the car, they're going to chase you down, they're going to arrest you, and you're going to be prosecuted. President Trump sent out a truth post and an X the other day. 0 tolerance. You step over the line, you'll be prosecuted. And Pam Bonnie's already talked to every U.S. attorney across this country. They're not going to decline a prosecution. So you step over that line, you're going to jail.
Tom, as always, thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.